Hello there, Cancer. This is your mid-May monthly reading, a lot of M's, with a focus on the Uranus shift into Taurus. So this is the star spread where we're going to go over where you are now, what it is that you're seeking, or really what your soul is seeking out of this shift, the the hidden and unknown factors as well as the known factors affecting this, the outcome of this shift, and just the overall theme of, this shift, and I guess just this reading. So, just to start off with the theme that we can kind of get a basis of what this is going to be about. The Five of Pentacles here, for me, speaks of being disconnected from hope or faith. You see the way that the man is looking up at the pentagrams, or really, the church window, almost as, looking for a sign of hope, a sign of faith. Even the person next to him is not even looking at it. Like they're not even looking at it. They're so down. They're so, in a tough spot. They're not even aware of the fact that maybe the church is even next to them, that there's even a sanctuary around. So for me, when it comes to, in the context of this reading, it brings a feeling of being disconnected from hope, being not, just not grounded in some sort of faith in yourself or the world, or just not feeling grounded or safe. Maybe even being distracted by the rejection you're feeling, or the hard times you're going through. And just not even being aware of the hope that is actually there and around. So, as we get into what it is that you are feeling at this time, or, where you guys are at, we have both the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords upside down. They're in reverse. And this is my first time actually doing reverse, and I found it made sense to me. So hopefully it makes sense to you. So here we're kind of seeing, or maybe here, let's just sit and talk about the sevens, because there's 3 sevens, I believe. Yes, there's 3 sevens. We have almost all the sevens. So sevens speak of conflict, speak of whether it's, an actual, tangible, physical conflict or frustration. It can even mean just conflicting morals or ideas. And it can be, whether it's with yourself or with others. In this particular context, I'm feeling this is definitely with yourself and less with others. Maybe feeling conflicted about what you've been doing and if it's actually been helping you in the long run when it comes to the Seven of Pentacles. Right now you're really focused on the long run and really wondering if this is in your highest benefit. And when we're seeing the Queen of Swords upside down, with the Queen of Swords right up, it's usually when she's speaking, her truth, whether it harms people or not, almost. Like she's ready to cut through the deception. But here in reverse, it seems like maybe you're actually in a bit of deception, a bit of maybe self-doubt, not having mental clarity at this time about your stability, about all the work that you've been doing. So out of this shift, or, just out of this energy that is coming in, you're wanting to take, complete control of your of your emotional self and of your willpower. I mean, when I say the King of Cups, I'm thinking this is you, Cancer. You know, Cancer is the cardinal water sign, and so when I see King of Cups, I'm thinking cardinal water. So I'm thinking you're really wanting to get real control of your emotional self and developing your inner and emotional willpower and recognizing your inner strength. Recognizing you have everything you have, or not everything you have, but recognizing you have everything you need to even be secure. Even with the King of Cups, you see that he's surrounded by the water. So he's aware of the emotions. He's aware of, you know, the feelings, but he's not drowning in them the way Pisces can drown in them. He's actually in command of the water, in command of the seas. So he's in command of his feelings. And backed by the Chariot, this is, you want lifelong control. Which, I mean, everyone wants, but, with this shift, I don't even really have the words to express what I feel that this shift is going to mean for everyone. And so that's why I'm just hoping that this resonates, whether you're watching this before the 15th or after. Hopefully this will resonate. So as we get into the hidden and known factors of what's affecting, your ability to really get full control and get past this feeling of, lost hope, lost faith in self, or, a lack of connection to self, or, just not feeling grounded. So for the hidden, for here I'm seeing, definitely not feeling grounded in your emotions, because, you're not even grounded within yourself. Page of Cups is already, these are up in reverse, so just so I mentioned that for you guys before I put them upright, so you can just see what they look like this. But Page of Cups is often, can be the Pisces, because pages can be mutable. They're often the babies. And so, as I was even speaking about that Piscean energy, as far as, where they get so, just like, they're so going with the flow that they get lost and washed out in it. And that's what I kind of feel when we have this upside down, that maybe you're getting lost in the wave, And you're getting lost in the wave because you're not secure in yourself and you're not grounded. And you're not grounded in yourself. And in your own life, maybe. In your own values. And so, I kind of see these as almost like the inner and outer even. So I feel like this is, kind of the inner realm. And so as we get out into more of maybe the outer or the physical and the known, we get to where things, the Seven of Wands, like I said, sevens can be conflict. This can normally be, feeling a sense of conviction, almost defensiveness, but it's more on the offensive side because he's kind of blocking but also attacking at the same time. And so, depending on the context with this card, it can be, he can go either way. So here we have the Sun in reverse. So the Sun in reverse isn't even necessarily a bad card. So it's kind of like when things don't appear okay. And so maybe you feel like things don't appear okay in the tangible, and so you feel you have to be on this low-key, like, attack mode. Feeling defensive because you feel like people are kind of like trying to knock you off your path or knock you out of your integrity, maybe. This could be, as little as someone like annoying you, or, little things like annoyances. It could be big things, but whatever it is, you're just feeling like something's knocking you off your path, or someone's trying to get in the way. But to be honest, I don't know that that's what it is. And that's what I'm feeling with this sun upside down, is that I'm feeling like this is an illusion. I'm feeling like that's how it's appearing, but that's not really how it is. I feel like more you're actually fighting yourself more than anything. Especially when I'm looking at these cards, I'm noticing even the way that his staff kind of hits the sun. It looks more like you're kind of attacking yourself. You're not even really aware of it. Like, you're really fighting yourself. And this is more of a battle within that has, this, you have to go within to deal with this. And I mean, all the cards are resonating with that message here. So as we get to the outcome, we have a 6 of Swords and 7 of Swords. So these are both sword cards, but we're not going to ignore the water here. Water is playing a huge part in this card. So the 6 of Swords speaks of, moving to something new, moving to maybe new ideas, new ways of thinking. And not just moving to new ways of thinking, but not even looking back. Like the guide isn't even looking back. The people aren't looking back. They even have a shawl or a cover over their head. There's even the notice that, they're moving from rough waters to smoother waters, to calmer waters. And normally when we see a 7 of Swords, it can speak of being, sneaky, kind of like being like running away from something and stealing something. Like stealing someone's mental clarity. But here, I'm kind of thinking like you're taking it back. It's all about perspective. You know what I mean? So you can either see this as they're taking it from someone else, or, they're taking something back from someone else. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And I'm especially seeing that because he's leaving some swords and he's taking them away somewhere. Like moving from the 7 to the 6. Especially when we have all these 7s over here, I'm thinking that is definitely more of like moving from the 7 to the 6. So I feel like most likely it's about, you having to let go of thoughts that don't even really belong to you. And what came to my mind was like psychic attack. And, I don't know how into or how much people believe in this, but it's real, whether people have different terms for it or not. But especially with water signs, we can take on people's projections and not be aware or in tune enough to know that it's not even ours, that someone threw that at us or projected it at us. And if you want an example of a psychic attack, it could even be whenever you send someone bad thoughts or send someone negative juju, negative energy, or wish someone bad, that's, it can be as little as that. So I'm feeling with that in mind, feeling here you are having to take back your mental clarity. You're having to take it back and go and leave someone. And so when I mentioned even the 7 of Swords being like they're having to sneak away, like you're having to maybe be low key about it. Maybe you don't have to be like a disruptive, like, oh, I'm cutting these such and such people out because they've been toxic. And now I'm aware, or, this is what's been like. It doesn't have to necessarily be like that. This could be more of just like an inner knowing of being like, okay, now that you're aware, like, it's not even you're fighting other people, but really it's like your own mental frustrations and, lack of clarity just manifesting through other interactions you're having with people. But yeah, here I am definitely sensing like you're moving towards your truth. Even just moving back from the 7 to the 6, anytime I feel like you're getting closer to the 1, the one, or the Ace of Swords, it's this one sword, and it's glowing, and it's your mental truth and your fortitude and your clarity. So I feel like that's where ultimately this is to help you move towards your truth, move closer to whatever your inner knowing and truth is, so that you're able to be grounded and you won't have a lack of faith, because you'll have a faith within yourself. Maybe this could even be a lack of faith in other people, but maybe you won't have to feel so much of that anymore. So, yeah, I believe that is it. Yeah. So, thank you so much, Cancer, for watching. I hope that resonated with you. Hope, some of that vibed with you at all. Please follow me if you wish to do so at Instagram at Gladiator and Sweats. The info about that is in the description box. That's usually just where I post updates about when I upload videos, or just like small thinkings and going ons that I have, or just even the ideas that I have that don't necessarily need a whole video. So I usually put in my stories. I don't know, I might have to consider getting like a Twitter or something to do that, because that actually might be quicker and easier. But I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Either way, thank you so much for your support, and I am wishing you guys the best with the rest of this month, and with this huge shift, this huge planetary shift. And anyone that talks to me, I bring this up, the whole truth and law of as above, so below, and vice versa, so below, as above. And so when I'm noticing, even when we're looking at the planetary transits, these huge shifts with like the complexity of way things are orchestrated, the way that, energies align to create things. Like, I firmly believe like these things aren't coincidence. There's just no way that life just happens to be so coincidental. Or if it is so coincidental, it has to be magical. And I don't understand how people even get to a space of like, how can you not believe the world is magical, but also not anyway, this is getting to be a whole nother thing, Cancer. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. So, many, many blessings and much, much, much love to y'all. And I'll see y'all next month. Bye.